So, you know all those terrible B movies that the guys watch on Best of the Worst, where it's just 90 minutes of people wandering around in the woods?
Oh, yeah.
That's basically what this part is. I mean, well, not entirely. I mean, there is a bear still out there.
A bear hungry for children.
Yeah. This is also the first episode in this Let's Play with footage that was recorded just last year. Everything you saw prior to this was recorded around March, April, and May of 2020. Which I've mentioned before, but yeah, this is now the official switchover point. This is all new footage now.
This has been a while coming.
Are we abandoning the junk?
Unfortunately, yes.
I don't know if I can keep being a part of this project. Wow, the junk.
Come on, please. Just a little longer.
Oh, hey, the tires are actually gone.
Yep.
Cool.
I think I pushed it too hard.
It's also this section of the game that goes a bit further into like full-on in-game cutscenes, as opposed to the FMVs, which had in-game assets but had like dedicated motion capture on its own.
Okay, be careful.
I'll go find a road, wait for me here, outside of the car and not inside the car.
Yeah, there will be multiple occasions in this video where Ray and Iris will have conversations like while they're still inside the volcanic ash, and then there's a safe spot like 3 feet away.
Okay, I can breathe a little better here.
And if you remember the breathing and cheek slapping mechanic, that's back.
Doesn't look like anybody's here.
Because we will have to run back and forth through all this volcanic ash a couple times. Oh, I almost forgot this.
No. Way to go, Ray.
Yeah, so this way we're basically scouting ahead for Iris, making sure the way is clear, because small child has tiny lungs, and the ash will consume her lungs even faster than it would for Ray.
Looks like the pyroclastic flow has been through this place.
This, I think everything is randomized here in terms of where the geysers spat out. And of course, we will have to do this multiple times. We gotta bring Iris through here.
Oh, she's our Emma Emmerich for this, huh?
Yep. Or Ashley Graham, or the Princess from Eco, whatever metaphor you want to use. Yeah, this is it's actually, as far as escort missions go, it's not that bad. A lot of the logistical back and forth stuff is automated or done off screen.
Looks like this is the only way. Better go back and get Iris.
For example.
I think
Yes.
I found a way out. Can you walk?
Yeah, I'll admit that. The game is very smart about when it forces you to actually do the escorting yourself and when it just cuts away to sometime later.
It's dangerous from here on. I'll carry you.
Now, if you manage to screw things up a lot like I do here, this conversation between Iris and Ray is very funny. Watch out for gas.
What is this
Not in
place?
front of the kid, Ray. Come on.
The flow has passed by. The surface is cooled down, but it's still very hot beneath.
You sure it'll be alright?
Don't worry. I'll protect you.
Because it's all randomized, or at least pseudo-randomized, I don't quite know, like, from a game design perspective, like, is this supposed to test your memorization of where the spouts show up?
Or just your reaction to it? I don't know.
Yeah, because you're moving a lot slower here, obviously. Iris may not look like it, but she actually does weigh 200 pounds.
Can you wait here?
I'll wait. Just please come back. I'll be waiting here, okay?
I think we also need to consider that Iris does not know the secret breathing cheek slap technique, and thus it will naturally take her lungs considerably longer to recover from the volcanic ash. Volcanic orange juice. Delicious.
What a nightmare.
Oh, I only saw the tree trunk.
Oh, I had completely forgotten that there are multiple dog breeds in this game. Somehow I had thought that they were all just like the same golden retriever kind of thing, but no, there are other dogs. See, this is what happens when you record all your footage 5 years ago and then very hastily edit it when you decide to revive the Let's Play that you left half recorded on your hard drive and then really didn't pay attention to the footage as you were going through it. Mind you, this part was recorded last year instead of back in 2020, so I have even less of an excuse now, I suppose.
I don't know, I feel like the statute of limitations is probably 1 year. I don't remember what I was doing last month, let alone last year.
Not to mention the 30 years that comprise 2020.
Yeah. Heck, what was even the last video? That was the tsunami, right?
No, it was the tsunami. The tsunami was a couple of videos earlier.
Gotta get down there. Iris must be anxious. I better get back.
Man, that tsunami was really hot to do all this damage.
Ooh, spit roasted iguana this time.
Uh-huh.
Oh no, the bear smelled the iguana.
Oh no, they forgot the subtitle.
No, they forgot the subtitle. So in a way, this is kind of like the inverse of the boss fight with Evans, where with Evans, it started with a much longer, protracted fight, and then split itself up into set pieces where you just shoot it once and he goes away. This is the opposite of that. It starts with those incidental set pieces and then builds to a longer fight. Yeah, timing on that can be a bit finicky sometimes. There's a loading screen that I don't think it's lying. I think it's a mistranslation where it says that the timing for when you do the cheek slap move is, I mean, it says do it just as Ray is starting to inhale, but it's actually, the actual timing for it is when Ray's arms are fully extended. Like, it's when he ends his inhale and begins his exhale.
Iris? Iris, where are you?
Oh no, the bear actually got her!
Is she? Shit!
I heard someone has a little girl that needs rescuing. I wanted to help.
Bear's about 200 pounds heavier.
Then it was like 5 minutes ago, yeah, it just keeps putting on more and more weight the more times that we fight it.
Perhaps you could say it put on some baby weight.
By the end of this level, it'll be 1,300 pounds.
Iris, cough if you hear me.
Iris!
You could not have timed that any better, Roy. That was
I'm getting good at
incredible.
this.
Iris!
You know, the inhale and sleep cheek slap. Wow.
The slit cheek slap, yeah, that you got it right the first time.
Doesn't look like he's gonna leave us alone.
There's like that ring that expands
Yeah.
into the little circle in the icon. I'm kind of watching that instead of the arm extension.
Yeah, this is one of the few bosses where I actually had my no damage run on screen for them. I forget whether I used the rocket launcher. I probably should have, because it would be funny. But also, given just how much we upgraded the shotgun 2, this is really the point where the shotgun 2 becomes... Yeah, I'll just say it. It's overpowered. And also, I was trying to... It does have a clever shot associated with it, but it kind of triggers at random. There it is. It has to do like a very specific charging move.
You got a permit to hunt those, right?
I think there is a disaster exemption to the hunting license where, yeah, it runs on stand your ground laws, except the entire world is Sukasa.
Iris!
Wait, are you leaving it behind? You're not gonna get your carves?
Thank God.
Hooray!
I think it's a bit heavy.
Are you alright?
Man.
Okay. Sorry, I wanted to see if you were alright, but I lost direction and...
As long as you're alright.
But look! I found a railroad track. I think we can get down from over there.
See what I mean about Iris somehow being both the cloying, obnoxious little brat, but also the smart and resourceful one who helps save the day at the end?
Good work.
It's very strange that they tried to do, you know, the two most common child and disaster movie archetypes at the same time with the same character.
Fire. Damn.
There you go.
Oh, no, too soon!
I think you've been stealing Roy's powers of prescience there. And we're more or less done the level here. Just a bit of a break. Unfortunately, like I was mentioning the boss weapons where you could get stuff for doing no damage runs. Unfortunately, the bear is not one of them. I'm trying to imagine like what kind of
let's
weird
move
condition
quickly.
there would even be for the bear boss fight. Like I don't know, it rips out its own claws at you and you have to shoot out 10 of them.
The bear has a missile launcher.
Yeah, the bear uses salmon as throwing projectiles.
Oh yeah, you can have like a salmon cannon. Like the Marlin cannon, like the
Oh.
Marlin cannon from Yakuza 0. Or no, yeah, it was 0 or 1. I can't remember which, but anyway, we are just going to keep feeding this shotgun. This goddamn shotgun is amazing. By the end of the Let's Play, I'm not going to be maxing out every single weapon because it takes way too much time, but certainly the shotgun 2 will have maxed out stats.
Chunk, 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 chunk. Oh.
Don't worry, there'll be plenty of junk later in the LP. Just not during the Iris forest fire arc.
But you could throw a teddy bear at her. She'd like that, right?
Nothing could replace the teddy bear that we left behind at her cottage. She'll know it's not the same.
Turning back won't do any good.
It's really weird which lines or which incidental lines they decided needed voice acting. So when it comes to these lesser in-game cutscenes, there's something the game has actually been, pretty clever about hiding, which is that, I mean, there's minimal facial expressions and people's lips barely move at all, and it's actually kind of clever how they've been framing these shots to hide those limitations.
Damn it. Iris, go back and hide by the slope.
What? All right.
That's one way to clear the bridge.
What the? Oh, shit. Looks like I have no other choice. They must have gotten separated at rest.
Now this is a boss fight that you actually can get a reward for doing no damage. I didn't do it this time, but I got it off screen. And the condition for this one is that you have to shoot 10 of its missiles out of the air.
Like this.
I was using the rocket launcher one there. It's a pretty standard one. I believe the rocket launch. There's another rocket launcher you get as the reward for no damaging this fight. Or sorry, not no damaging, for clearing the specific gimmick condition of shooting down its missiles.
Changing position now.
Roger that. We're gonna get him this time. Hey, is the system intake running properly?
No problem at all.
You briefly saw the point the weird mode at the TV error there.
Visibility's
Yeah,
poor.
for those who may not have physical Wiis in their gaming collection, particularly with how the Wii sensor bar works, it is very easy to, if you're in the wrong position, in the wrong distance from the television, to just have the sensor, the IR pointer glitch out and not realizing that you're pointing at the TV.
Freaks out a little, yeah.
Yeah, but remember, these are motion controls that were invented almost 20 years ago now, so they are a bit behind the times. Thankfully, those missiles disappeared as soon as the helicopter was destroyed.
Ray!
Iris! You alright?
Yes. How about the helicopter?
Those are people we don't want to see. Too bad it wasn't a rescue helicopter.
Why'd they attack you?
I have to fight
Over a
them to save
misunderstanding.
someone.
Turns out it actually was a rescue
It's not
helicopter.
going so well.
Ray.
Sorry that I scared you. Everything is alright now. Let's get going.
Okay.
Well, that is the one little bit of combat in this level, aside from like a single screen a bit later on in the level. But yeah, there's.
Iris!
I'll admit, I appreciate that Ray is trying to keep the violence away from the little kid. You know, Iris is too pure for this world. She does not need to see me gutting dozens of Surge members down at a time.
Right.
Anyway, here's a very strange puzzle that kind of assumes that you're
This looks like a place
familiar
for storing timber.
with some of the physical
Path must be
properties
up
of
ahead.
lava, and it can be very easy to just get confused. I'm pretty sure that I ended up looking the solution up in a guide by the end of it, but yeah, I'm curious to see your reactions to it.
Okay.
So the main objective here is that we need to make a path up to there's a cabin up at the top, and we need to be able to get up there, boost ourselves up, and not get stuck on invisible walls. That's also an important part.
Looks like there's a route up ahead.
But how do we get there?
We need something for a foothold.
What also doesn't really help with this puzzle is that in order for certain pieces of it to trigger, you have to interact with certain other things as well. It's kind of strange. It does kind of make sense once things, get put together, but oops. That wasn't supposed to happen. On the plus side, we found a shovel that was underneath the wood somehow.
It's a good thing Iris is standing outside
I
in
mentioned
the
that
ash.
before. Yeah, this is this is a recurring motif. That Iris, it's not like, Iris doesn't really have dynamic AI. It's entirely scripted. So it was an artistic decision to make sure that she never seeks shelter underneath the trees, and just insists
It's dangerous.
on breathing
Don't
in
get
as
near.
much volcanic ash as she possibly could.
Ray, the lava is getting so close.
It's dangerous. Don't get near.
I'm glad we're acknowledging that it's dangerous to get next to lava, but like, even under that little safety spot would be dangerous.
Yeah, it's the classic video game trope of ignoring convection. That lava doesn't hurt unless you're actually touching it.
It's not breaking up.
It won't come free. They're stuck.
Can't anything be done to break them apart?
Oh no.
The solution to this puzzle is a weird combination of extremely specific scientifically accurate properties mixed in with complete bullshit. Like, yes, in real life, you can use a metal shovel to scoop up lava,
Ray,
but
what happened?
what we're
It's
doing
okay.
with the
I'll take care of
lava is utter nonsense. Don't point the thing at our... Okay, good. She moved out of the way. Off screen.
So the the metal on the track instantly succumbed, but the
Yes.
shovel was like, nah, I got this.
Oh, yeah, it's fine.
Oh, now my immersion is broken.
It's the fun kind of silly thing that I love these kinds of games for that.
Boy, I hope Iris can climb up here.
Yep, she can, but we didn't program her AI that extensively, so she's going to do it off screen.
Iris, can you climb up?
I'll try.
You'd think that like the most video game way to to gamify this solution would be to make the
All right.
standing under the ash
Wait
more
over there
extreme, and
below
you have
the
to like
cabin.
dash back and forth between
Okay.
safe spots. I mean, that not necessarily maybe realistic either, but it would certainly fit the flow of a video game level more. Come on, Iris. Please. Okay, there you go.
Ooh, Ashburger. That's why it was Ash.
And roasted orange juice. It's also just in this part of the level where the ash gets far more extreme. Like if you stand out there for more than like 15 or 20 seconds, it will instantly fill up your lungs.
The phone's still not getting a signal?
No, the ash is still too thick. Let's move on anyway.
Oh yeah, you've probably forgotten, but in the last video, Iris gave us a satellite phone. Still doesn't work, and it will most likely just be used in a cutscene and never in gameplay. Yeah, like I've been standing out there for like 10 seconds, and already my lungs are almost full. Better check in on the kid, I guess. Yeah. See if she's doing okay. She looks fine, but, you know, maybe we should be sure. I'm saying this because there was a certain gag that I thought I was going to do now, and actually was in a couple of seconds.
Iris!
Okay, well, we called out to her, but she was in the cabin. Maybe she couldn't have heard us. So we have to be 100% sure that her hearing has not been damaged. We'll get there eventually. Come on. There we go.
Iris! 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 Iris!
Okay, this is just making me think of Resident Evil 5.
You alright, Iris?
Well, she didn't have hearing damage before. She does now.
More, right?
Iris! Iris!
Oh, is that not what you meant by just a little bit more? Sorry, I got confused there.
Weird
It's
keychain.
open. Iris, let's move on.
All right, we better get out of here. Surely there is no other type of natural disaster that will befall us within the next, let's say, 12 minutes. I will say that this, in particular with this level, having such casual movement, trying to show everything off, is surprisingly difficult just because of how intense the ash is.
Oh no, Iris.
Run! Iris, run!
This is also really tough, especially if you came into this without without much lung capacity.
It's so good.
And this is the one piece of combat I mentioned would be here earlier. You just got to shoot out the padlock. It took longer to explain that minigame than it actually did to complete it.
Keep running!
Anyway, she's not out of the
Run,
woods
Iris.
yet. But we do have to stop and eat some delicious iguana before we do that.
Explanation unclear. I shot the child.
So if you remember, there was a sequence in the power plant where we had to break some barrels before the lava consumed us. And now this is kind of the inverse of that. Although, first of all, I'm actually going to show a failed take. I didn't realize this until later. There are actually quite a few unique lines for game overing at certain points. And this is one of them. We don't have enough time here.
No! Ray! No! Ray!
One less mouth to feed.
I really like how the game over music is very Metal Gear Solid-ish there. Like, they knew what they were cribbing from. No, the fire jumped ahead a few spots. This is also one of those sections where Ray's strength stat will make this section go by a bit faster, just because you're doing more damage to the barrels here.
Iris!
And And Ray's strength stat also affects something very specific that we'll be seeing a bit later in the video. Not in this level, but there's a much shorter level after this. Alright, so we're safe from the lava now, but there is still the ash to worry about. And there is actually, in this section, there is going to be, there's an unlockable t-shirt hidden behind one of those extra strong barrels. Or hidden inside it, rather. And you can easily screw yourself out of that if you don't go through this section quickly
Sorry to
enough.
put you through all this.
Because despite seeing that tree over in the background, you can't actually use that to regain any of your lungs. So if you're back here and you don't have like at least half of your lungs that are not filled with ash, then it's more or less impossible to get this. Pretty worth it though. There we go.
Volcano t-shirt costume.
Yeah, some of the costumes are just t-shirts and others are full-on costumes. Like the one you get for collecting all the stamina signs is a complete costume. Okay, so this next level. Oh, by the way, that's also why I was yelling at Iris so much, because I wanted the Super Searcher title. Calling out for 10 people in one stage. Thankfully, they don't have to be 10 different people. Yeah, regrettably,
Yay.
you have to be in New Game Plus to use the costumes. Once we get to the final episode of this Let's Play, I'll be showing off some of those costumes. Anyway, we don't really need to change our weapons. We can just go now.
It's starting to rain. Not good.
Oh, good. Now it's raining blood.
The rain's black.
Black blood, specifically.
At least it's making the air a lot easier to breathe.
It's the Resident Evil mold.
I wonder if my mom and dad are okay.
Wonder when we're gonna get welcomed into the family, son.
Fine. I'm sure they're worrying about you too.
Yeah.
Hopefully things don't end for Ray like they did for Ethan.
Will you be able to save everyone?
Yeah. I'll save everyone. I promise. Now come on.
Right.
Lies to children, another classic movie trope.
How? Can I really do that?
Well, it's certainly raining very hard. And thankfully this level is pretty short, but yeah, we should get moving quickly. I wonder what's awaiting us at the end of this creek.
I keep predicting the bear, but the bear's dead.
Yeah, the bear is dead.
Iris!
What if it's like the bear's grandpa or something?
Iris!
I will avenge my grandson.
No! The Lahar!
Oh, what?
It's been raining even longer upstream! Damn!
This is a Lahar. It is a very, very dangerous mudslide that is a combination of mud, water, and pyroclastic flow. It is no joke.
Iris!
Like back in 1985, there was a volcanic eruption in Colombia, I believe, and it was and there were 20,000 casualties, most of which were not from the eruption. They weren't from volcanic ash. It was from 4 different lahars that just swallowed up nearby towns.
Jesus.
And Ray just jumped into one.
Yep. Yeah, he's good like that. So this is a variation on the a variation on, if you remember that one time where we had to swim through a bunch of debris in Blue Ridge City. Pretty straightforward here, honestly.
I'll find you, Iris.
Yeah, the big twist is that
Help me out here.
Ray will swim slightly faster if you can keep the Wii Remote pointer inside the circle, and then eventually you can do dolphin kicks to boost even forward.
Oddly clear in here.
Just a bit more. Just a little bit more.
Yeah, and as pointed out here, your lungs do eventually fill up because you're underwater, and so you can resurface, which is slower. That's important to keep in mind for something a bit later on, but it does at least keep you alive, which is important, I suppose, when trying to rescue someone.
You okay?
You really are great, Ray. You saved me.
I did, didn't I? I guess I can save some people after all.
Ray is like a coworker who has an otherwise immaculate record, but he missed one deadline 3 years ago, and he just cannot. He keeps beating himself up over that.
All right, Steve.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
So he's been saving people this whole time.
Yeah, it would make a lot more sense. Like if he was really bad at rescuing people to start out the story, that would make a bit more sense. But no, he's otherwise immaculate, and just like the one person he couldn't save happened to be his best friend, which I guess would mess with anyone's head. But still, it does not make for good protagonist material. So we're actually going to play this again, and off screen I have upgraded all of Ray's abilities, so he's now maxed out.
Hey, don't worry. You've already collected all the staminas campaign.
More importantly, his strength stat is maxed out. So we're going to do this because when you play this level for a second time, a timer appears,
I'll find you,
and we
Iris.
have to save Iris in, I think it's 25 seconds. And this is made slightly easier because Ray's strength stat means that he swims faster.
More. Just a little bit more.
Oh.
And also you can't afford to resurface at all. Like, it's too slow. I think I just barely got it. There we go. So that unlocks one of the best items in the game. And it was a real pain to set this up, but I'm glad I did it. Unfortunately, because it's a costume, we're not going to be seeing it until New Game Plus. But I thought it was worth showing off anyway, just to show that I unlocked it.
Whoa.
Get ready for this. Also a title, but more importantly, a costume.
Title 69, though. What?
What?
This costume has a special property. It increases your swim speed, but I think it also makes you more vulnerable to fire. And
It's also the frog suit from Mario 3.
yes,
so
it
that's
absolutely is the Tanuki suit, I think, or is that
cool. Frog suit.
frog
Frog
suit?
suit.
Yeah. We won't be seeing that until much later, but I have a particular area in mind where I will be showing that off. I still haven't recorded that, but I need to make sure, just make a mental note to myself that, there's a lot to show off in New Game Plus, but I also don't want to make it too long, unlike this video. Thankfully, the rest of the New Game videos will not nearly be this long.
I'm trying and failing to remember what world you can get the frog suit in.
3.
I was thinking 3. So you're gonna show off Ray's frog suit in World 3 then?
Perhaps. You'll see.